Hello guys, this is 12th Harbinger and welcome to my channel. In this video, I am going to rate all the characters out of 10 in version 4.3, that is Navia, Ayaka, Raiden Shogun and Yoimiya, and will let you know which character will be the best one to pull for your account. Without any further ado, let's jump right into it. Starting with the Archon in version 4.2, that is Raiden Shogun. As we all know how powerful all the Archons are, yes, Venti is powerful too, don't forget about him. He just got power creeped by Kazuha, but he still is the Archon of crowd control. Anyways, back to Raiden, she is an extremely powerful unit. She provides insane energy restoration for the team, which lets you run less energy recharge and more offensive stats on your sub DPS characters like Yelan, Xingqiu or Xiangli. She also provides burst damage bonus, which is amazing as Raiden is mostly used with other sub DPS characters. She is a great damage dealer at C0, she has high front load damage and has AoE attacks, which makes her an amazing option in both AoE and single target situations. Due to her rotation being short, it lets you have more flexible rotations and timely refresh your buffs. She is also extremely F2P friendly to build, as R5 catch, which is completely free, is extremely powerful on her if you have suffered enough to fish for it. I wouldn't recommend it to use her as sub DPS as she has extremely less off-field damage, so Fischl does this job better. She can also be used as a Hyper Bloom bot with full EM build, but I'm not emphasizing on this as this will make the Raiden mains extremely mad. Personally, I enjoy this variant as it provides high damage with minimal effort. Also, one more thing I would like to mention is Raiden C2. It is completely broken and annihilates any enemy except of course the enemies who are immune to Electro. So if you have Primogems to spend and don't know where to use, you can get her C2. However, don't pull for her C1 as it is not worth your Primogems. If you already have a C1, then I would recommend you to try getting her C2. And just to make it clear, this constellation is not necessary to make Raiden a good DPS. She is already an amazing DPS and this constellation just makes her stronger. For pull value, as she works mostly as a DPS, which means she is not as flexible as other supports like Nahida, who will get a rerun soon, I would rate her 9 out of 10. And for the boo buzzword,
it's over 9,000!
Moving on to Ayaka. Ayaka is a burst focused AoE DPS. Her burst deals a ton of damage as it has a good scaling and hits multiple times. However, if her burst misses, her DPS falls off by a lot, and this happens many times. That's why she is preferred in freeze teams where enemies can't move and easily get hit by Ayaka's burst. However, since you can't freeze boss enemies, this becomes a drawback for her. The boss can move away from her burst and as a result wasting your burst completely. But she works extremely well against bosses that don't move much due to her high burst damage. She is also F2P friendly as her best 4-star weapon is craftable, that is the Amenoma. Even if you don't have Amenoma, Kagutsurubi Ishin, the sword from Kazuha's story quest, works extremely well on her. All in all, Ayaka is a great AoE DPS, however her teams are restricted mainly to freeze teams, and her base team consists of all premium characters, that is Kokomi, Shenhe and Kazuha. Furina, Shenhe and Jin is also a great team, but I prefer Kazuha for the crowd control as Ayaka's auto-targeting can be extremely annoying. For instance, she will hit the enemy behind you when you want her to hit the one in front of you. So having the enemies grouped together lets you hit all of them together. If I were to use Ayaka with Furina, I would prefer a team like Ayaka, Furina, Charlotte and a crowd control unit, preferably Kazuha. Even though Ayaka shines in AoE scenarios, she works decently well against single enemies due to her high damage. For her pull value, I would rate her 8 out of 10. Moving on to Yoimiya. Despite her cute looks, she is an absolute monster in single target situations. However, that's her biggest problem. She only works in single target situations, that's why she gets so much hit. Her elemental skill has a downtime of 8 seconds, but it doesn't affect much as you can utilize the 8 seconds to refresh her buffs. Yoimiya has a great craftable weapon too, that is the Hamayumi. She has many great 4-star supports that you can use like Xingqiu, Bennett, Yunjin, Layla. All in all, Yoimiya is an amazing single target DPS, but her performance gets worse against multiple enemies. As a result, it is difficult to compare her with Ayaka as both are amazing in their respective jobs. You would see people saying that Ayaka is better than Yoimiya. That's because back in the days, Abyss used to mostly have multiple enemies. It made Ayaka shine more, and now Abyss features both multiple and single target enemies. Yoimiya is also extremely easy to play as you just need to spam her normal attacks. So if I had to rate Yoimiya, I would rate her pull value as 8 out of 10. And lastly, we have Navia. Navia is a new character that is going to be released in 4.3. As a result, we don't have much information on her and we have never gotten to try her. This makes rating her pull value extremely difficult, but looking at her kit, the multiplier she has will make her a decent if not a great DPS. She also has a unique playstyle. We will know more about her when she comes out, so if you don't want her for her aesthetics, I recommend you to wait for 3 to 4 days after her banner drops and see how she performs. So her pull value is currently question mark out of 10. You can check out my Navia weapons and artifacts guide and team building guide so that you can stay prepared for when she comes. So overall, the best character to pull in 4.3 would be Raiden Shogun due to her being quite flexible and a very strong character in general. Ayaka and Yoimiya both have their caveats but are great DPS to pull. And we can't say much about Navia, but I can guarantee she will be a great character, and she is also extremely cute, which makes it more worth it to pull. Also, I would like to mention that if you don't need any character from this version, don't be forced to pull, as Nahida and Amazing Archon will soon get a rerun, and if you don't have Nahida, it would be better to save and use your Primogems on her, as she is the best character in Dendro element, which is currently one of the best elements in the game. Also, Chlorine and Arlecchino, who are not confirmed to be playable yet, might get released sooner than you expect. So if you can't control yourself, you should consider skipping this patch, as the characters in this patch are not a must pull. Don't forget to like and share the video and subscribe for more Genshin Impact content. I hope this video was helpful. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching.